Want to add some beautiful detail to your crochet stitches? If you do, why not try the spiked stacked triangle stitch? It's a mouthful, but it's a pretty stitch. If you're ready to learn, I'm Rachel from Hope Corner Farm, and by day I'm a home ec teacher who teaches hundreds of students how to crochet. And let's grab a hook and some yarn, and we'll get crocheting. Before we get started, make sure you subscribe to my channel, hit the bell so you get notifications of when I post new videos, and don't forget to give me some feedback on this video. Give me a like or a comment, let me know what I did well or things that I could improve upon. For the spiked stacked triangle stitch, you're going to have to know how to chain and how to single crochet stitch. I'm also going to teach you how to crochet a spiked single crochet stitch. Most of these stitches I have linked in the description below if I go too quickly, and you could check those out if you need a refresher on any of them. For today's crochet tutorial, I'm going to use a size J 6.0mm crochet hook as well as some size 4 medium weight yarn in this teal color. Use whatever works best for you. You may also need a pair of scissors and a yarn needle at the end of your project. Today's crochet tutorial is written using US crochet terms. For the spiked stacked triangle stitch, you're going to need to start by chaining a multiple of 6 plus 2. So for this tutorial, I'm going to chain 12 as my multiple of 6. So with that multiple, you chain your multiple of 6 first. Any multiple of 6 will do. So again, I'm going to chain 12. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. After chaining your multiple of 6, at the very end you add 2 more chains. So here is 1 and 2. So now my stitch count is up to 14. So again, my multiple of 6 was 12. After chaining my multiple of 6, at the very end I add 2 more chains, which has taken my stitch count up to 14 for this tutorial. For row 1, we're going to start by working into the second chain from the crochet hook. I personally am going to work into the back bump of the chain because I like how it looks better, but you can work into the chain however you normally do. There is no right or wrong way for this stitch. Into that second chain from the crochet hook, I'm going to work a single crochet stitch. So without yarning over, I'm going to insert into the chain, yarn over, pull through, then yarn over, pull through both loops to complete a single crochet stitch. I am going to place one single crochet stitch in each of the chains across. So row 1 is a row of regular single crochet stitches. Now as a side note, you could start this stitch with a foundation single crochet stitch. If you choose to use a foundation single crochet stitch instead, you're going to skip the chain start and row 1, and then you're going to go right to row 2. If you foundation single crochet to start, you're going to foundation single crochet in a multiple of 6 plus 1 because we lose 1 stitch by working into the second chain from the crochet hook. And there is a completed row 1. For row 2, we're going to start by chaining 1 and then turning our work. We are going to place 1 single crochet stitch in each of the first 3 stitches. So we're going to single crochet stitch here, we're going to single crochet stitch here, and then we're going to single crochet stitch here. So again, we've placed 1 single crochet stitch in each of the first 3 stitches. Now we're going to get into the repeat for our row, and the repeat for our row is worked across 6 stitches. So what we're going to do is we're going to chain 1, we're going to skip one stitch, and into the next stitch we're going to work a single crochet stitch. Now we're going to place one single crochet in each of the next 4 stitches. So here is 1, 2, 3, and 4. So again, the repeat for the row is to chain 1, skip 1, and then in essence you are working 1 single crochet in each of the next 5 stitches. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 single crochet stitches. You're going to keep repeating that until you have 4 stitches remaining for your row. When you have 4 stitches remaining, you are going to chain 1, skip 1 stitch, and then you're going to place 1 single crochet in each of the last 3 stitches. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And that completes row 2. So just so you note, row 2 starts with 3 single crochets and ends with 3 single crochet stitches. And the repeat is chain 1, skip 1, and then you place 5 single crochet stitches. For row 3, you're going to start by chaining 1 and turning your work. You are going to place 1 single crochet in each of the first 3 stitches. So there's 1, 2, and 3 single crochet stitches. You are also going to place a single crochet stitch in the chain 1 gap, and then you're going to place 1 single crochet in the next 5 stitches. So basically you are single crocheting into everything for this row. You're going to single crochet into the single crochet stitches, and you are going to also single crochet into those chain 1 gaps. You're going to place a single crochet stitch. So this row is all single crochet stitches, and you work a single crochet basically into everything. And that completes row 3. For row 4, you're going to start by chaining 1 and turning your work. Row 4 is a row of single crochet stitches, so you are going to place 1 single crochet stitch in each of the stitches across. So it's all regular single crochet stitches. This is getting us some height so that those spiked single crochet stitches have some dramatic height when we work them in the next row. So again, we are just working 1 single crochet stitch in each of the stitches across, and this row is all single crochet stitches. So I'm almost to the end here. And here's my last one for row 4. And that completes row 4. Row 5 is the trickiest row, so I'm going to go a little bit slower on this row. So to start row 5, I'm going to start by chaining 1 and then turning my work. Into the very first stitch, I'm going to place a regular single crochet stitch. Now I'm going to get into my repeat for our row. And the repeat for our row is a little bit tricky. We're going to come all the way over here to this chain 1 gap that we created in row 2, and we're going to work a spiked single crochet stitch. Now you're going to have to pay attention to a couple of things. Let's work our first spiked single crochet stitch first. So I'm going to take my crochet hook and I'm going to come all the way over here to that chain 1 gap from row 2. I'm going to insert my crochet hook. I'm going to come up on the back side, yarn over, pull through that chain 1 gap. Now here's the key. Pull that a little bit looser so that way your spiked single crochets don't curl. So you really want to make sure that this loop is looser. And then you're going to finish your single crochet stitch. Now this is the trickiest part because you're going to skip 1 single crochet and then work a regular single crochet in the next. Now this spiked single crochet is kind of hiding stuff. So where you're going to maybe get messed up is you're not going to work into the right one. So you really have to make sure you're working into the right space. So we're skipping this single crochet right after that regular single crochet that we started the row with. So we're skipping that. Underneath this spiked single crochet is the stitch we're going to work a single crochet in. So I kind of move that spiked single crochet over to the side so I can see that, and I work a single crochet into it. So if you're looking at your top edge, what's going to happen is you're going to skip one single crochet, skip one single crochet. You're skipping over a stitch, and that is what is taken up by these spiked single crochets. So hopefully that makes sense. So now I need to work another spiked single crochet into that same chain one gap. So again, I'm going to bring my crochet hook down here and insert it into that gap. I'm going to come to the back side, yarn over, pull through the gap. Now again, I'm going to make that loop looser, and then I'm going to finish my single crochet by yarning over and pulling through both loops. Again, we're going to skip one, so it's hard to see because this stuff is hidden by those spiked single crochet stitches. There was the last regular single crochet we worked. So we're skipping this one, and then into this stitch right here, we're going to work a regular single crochet stitch. We're going to do this one more time. So just so you know, this is going to be the stitch that we're going to skip, and that's the one we're going to work a regular single crochet stitch into. This one that we're skipping is coordinating with this spiked single crochet stitch. So we're going to put one more spiked single crochet stitch down in the chain one gap. So I'm going to insert my crochet hook, come to the back side, yarn over, pull through, make that loop looser, and then I yarn over, pull through both loops to complete the spiked single crochet stitch. So the stitch we're going to skip is kind of hidden right here. That's the one we're skipping, and this is the one that we're going to work our regular single crochet stitch into. So you just really have to pay attention to what you're skipping and what you're working into, because what will happen is you're going to get to the end of your row and you're going to notice that the stitch count isn't right. If it's not right, you missed a stitch or you didn't work into the right stitch over here. So now we're going to repeat. We're going to come to the next chain one gap from row 2, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to come down here. We're going to work a spiked single crochet into it. Again, keeping that looser. Finish the spiked single crochet stitch. That's the one we're skipping. The one we're going to work into is right underneath that spiked single crochet. So I'm going to move it to the side and work into that single crochet. Place a regular single crochet there. Then again, we're going to go down into that chain one gap and insert our crochet hook, yarn over, pull through, make it looser, and work our spiked single crochet stitch. After working that spiked single crochet stitch, we're going to skip this stitch and we're going to work a regular single crochet into this stitch. And then one more time, we're going to come down here and work a spiked single crochet into that chain one gap. Make that a little bit looser and finish the spiked single crochet stitch. And if your yarn twists over top of itself, you can easily kind of make it lay straighter so it looks nicer. And then you're going to skip this stitch, and into the very last stitch of the row, you're going to work a single crochet stitch. And that completes row 5. For the remainder of your project using the spiked stacked triangle stitch, you're going to keep alternating rows 2 through 5. So 2, 3, 4, 5, go back and repeat 2, 3, 4, 5. And you're just going to keep doing that for as long as you need. As far as the finishing row goes, I would suggest ending after a repeat of row 4. That is going to make your top edge look the closest to your bottom edge. Now you can play around with this and decide where you want to end your project, but I have found I like to end my projects after row 4. So just kind of keep that in mind. That's a personal preference, but I've found that I like how that looks the best. Now as far as this stitch goes, it looks pretty similar on both sides. So here's one side of our stitch, and here's the other side of our stitch. So I feel like this is one that you could use in projects where you want both sides to look the same. The other thing you should note is it kind of has a slight gentle wave to the pattern, which I think kind of makes a cool look to your crochet projects, and it adds some beautiful detail to your crochet projects. And that's how to crochet the spiked stacked triangle stitch. I hope you guys found this tutorial helpful. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, hit the bell so you get notifications of when I post new videos. And if you're looking for another fun crochet stitch to try, you could try my granny spike stitch tutorial right here. And I hope you have a wonderful day.